Let's go turn in that quest. Journal? Where would it be? That's the story quest. I don't know which one it is. Oh, Labyrinth of the Ancients? Quest? That sounds like the place. The one. Where is this? Am I not flying? Can I not fly here? Is it because it's a new zone? Can I only fly in the Realm Reborn zones? Is that right? How do I get out of here? I lost my flying ability. Maybe just this area doesn't let me fly. I'm pretty sure I've flown around Revenant's Toll. Let's do the loophole. 11:38. I don't need to do the gates anymore. I've got my person. I was just thinking about doing the gold saucer stuff, but I don't need that anymore. It's not like a priority. I have my party. So cool. A squadron. It's cool. It's like a standard 4-person party. I can just slot myself in depending on what character I want to play with them. If I can get out of this place. That was a different experience with 24 people. Aha. There we go. So good of you to join us, Gory. Our meeting would be dull indeed without a full account of your experiences in the Labyrinth. Take a moment to collect yourself, and when you are ready, we shall debate how best to proceed. Cool. I'm level 58 now. Crazy. Let's grab this blue one. For prosperity. Grautia is ready to address the assembled Fellowship of Noah. The Fellowship of Noah being accounted for, it is time this assembly was called to order. Rambrose will be presiding over the meeting, if you would be so kind as to inform him of your readiness to proceed. Okay, Rambrose. Welcome back, Scory. I've just been reading about your encounter in the Labyrinth of the Ancients. It pleases me greatly to note that you seem none of the worse for the experience. Yeah, because everybody carried me through that for you and gave me tips. That was so cool. I want to read that again. The stuff they said, that was really cool. It's really nice. Cool, cool. Um, for your for your reference, I've added my own notes to Graha's preliminary expedition report and began compiling a Crystal Tower survey log. The information contained therein will be available to you at all times. Should you have any questions, you need only ask. Now, if there are no objections, I shall begin with a summary of the expedition's key accomplishments. Ooh, so much material. Skill speed? Probably skill speed then. In the course of this, our first foray into the grounds of the Crystal Tower, we succeeded in neutralizing the structure's outer defenses before proceeding to secure the maze surrounding the base of the spine. According to Scory's account, the Labyrinth defenses were most emphatically active. Disturbingly, his report also mentions a violent encounter with a sentry heavily augmented by Allagan technology. In short, our misgivings were well founded. The Crystal Tower was not simply thrust above ground by the chaotic shifting of Earth, it has somehow been reawoken. If, as seems increasingly likely, the Tower's secrets should prove too dangerous to share with the world, we will have no choice but to contain them. Short of levelling the place, this will almost certainly involve returning the mechanisms to a state of dormancy. To do that, however, we will first need to address the question of how they work, the answer to which must surely be waiting for us inside the tower itself. In conclusion, that is where we must go. A task rather easier said than done if the perils of the labyrinth are any indication. Then I move that all further exploration of the tower be delayed until such time as an exhaustive analysis of the structure's defences has been completed. Master Garland, may I entrust this task to you? It would be my pleasure. Don't forget about us. It's like you said, Chief, we founded the Ironworks to make sure that... Ironworks, is that the ones who's making my armor? Because I guess it's the same color as their gear. Was used for the right reasons, and that means making sure it's not used for the wrong ones. We wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't see this through to the end. Lads, well, I hope you're ready for some back-breaking chores. Well, everything seems to be in hand here, so I shall take my leave of you for the present. If I am to witness this valiant tale unfold with mine own eyes, I must needs hone my martial skills ere we ascend the spire. Oh, his eyes are different colours. That's cool. You'll do nothing of the sort, Grana. Your knowledge may prove useful to Master Garland's investigation. As an observer, I am not, strictly speaking, subject to your authority. Pray do not mistake my intent, Scory. I am well aware that I shall never be a match for one with your innate talents, however hard I train. Be that as it may, pray do not allow your skills to rust from disuse during the coming pause. We will need you fighting fit if our subsequent forays are to prove as productive as this one. Mark me, we have not yet caught more than the briefest glimpse of that which time has obscured. Soon, however, we shall cast off the veil and gaze upon the glory of the Allagan Empire. And with that encouraging thought in mind, it is time to bring this assembly to a close. Let us all focus on the task at hand, that our next expedition may begin all the sooner. Meeting adjourned. So when do we start the next one? Because there's 3 parts to it, I think. Such a terrible mess, yet it does leave the door wide open, so to speak. One cannot help but be impressed. I'm beginning to understand the reliance you place on adventurers, old friend. So this is the legacy of the Allagan Empire left behind. If my readings are correct, the energy source waiting atop the tower is a match for even the ultimate weapon. Nay, more than a match. Is that the ending of it, you reckon? Hehehe, a new toy for me to play with. Who's he? I believe the fates had conspired to deny me my just rewards once again, but it would seem that they had a greater destiny in mind for me. Nero, and so long as my ambition burns, I shall strive to seize it. The dream lives on. Sid, do not disappoint me. Cool. Next one's ready. Syrcus Tower. Ramen Burrows is frustrated over Noah's lack of progress on the Crystal Tower. They put a lot of work into this game. Ah, 'tis you, my friend. You are doubtless eager to hear of our progress on the Crystal Tower. Excellent. I'd be disappointed to hear otherwise. Of course, disappointed is the word of the day, I fear. I'm ashamed to say that there is nothing worthwhile to report. The suns continue to probe the labyrinth of the ancients, and every day brings new discoveries. Alas, the same cannot be said of the Crystal Tower proper. We've not been able to set so much as a single foot inside it. You will recall how the 8 sentinels stood between us and the labyrinth initially. In like manner, the entryway into the principal spire, Syrcus Tower, the Allegans called it, is also protected by technology far more advanced than our own. Sid and I have tried every trick and we know, but without success. Frankly speaking, we're at a loss. It is discouraging, but we cannot give up. There must be a way in. And so the situation stands, my friend. Until we gain entry into the tower, I fear your talent shan't avail us. It will require time that I am loath to waste, but I have a mind to set my people to scouring such ancient texts as we have on hand. Perhaps we can be of assistance. Oh, the people from the boat? No. Oh, yes, maybe? I don't know. Be at ease, friends, for we share the self-same goal. I am Unai, and my companion is called Doga. We are scholars of the Allegan civilization, sent by the students of Baldesian to assist you in your endeavor. This is cool. Unai and Doga, rather unusual names for this day and age, if I may be forgiven for observing, but I digress. You claim to be here at the students' behest, but we have received nary a word of your coming. I am sure you will not take it amiss if we seem somewhat doubtful. We can only assume that the message failed to reach you due to some mishap. I assure you that we are here to help. What's happening? What is it, Graha? 'Tis nothing. There was a pain, but it has subsided. Well, this is rather unexpected. Your right eye is the same as ours. Oh. The same? You have the Allegan eye as well? This sanguine hue is said to be a trait unique to the Allegans, yet I inherited it from my father, as he did from his. Only one child in a single generation is born with the eye. All my life I have sought to learn the truth of its manifestation. If there is aught you know, I implore you to tell me. My deepest apologies, but we have no answers for you. Only one thing is certain. Those who possess the trait are bound to by fate to Allag. As your eye has placed you upon the path you walk, so too have we come here to fulfill our destiny. Absurd though it may sound, it is the truth. It seems to me we have naught to lose by accepting their aid. What say you? If that is your wish, then so be it. Yet know that I still mean to verify your story with the students of Baldesian when I'm able. I trust there will be no objections. Very well. As of this moment, I name Unai and Doga advisory members of the Noah. Without further ado, let us have them examine the Syrcus Tower entrance. I promise you'll not have to cause to regret your decision. Scoria, I should be much obliged if you were to accompany our new friends to the tower. Biggs and Wedge are presently surveying the 8th sentinel, and the two of them can show you the way. Upon arrival, I pray report to Master Garland. He will brief you on the situation. I shall join you, Scory, with Unai and Doga's knowledge, along with your uncanny knack for setting events in motion. I am hopeful that we will finally see progress. Quest accepted. Exciting. Now what? Back there? Is that where it is? No. Where is it? Journal? It's this one. I should be able to fly there. This is so epic. Oh, is there a wall? I have to go by foot? Makes sense. Oh. Uh-oh. Lucky this is not swimming. Touch this. I understand why I couldn't fly out, because it's like an instance. Alright. Oh, you can't fly in here. Fair enough. Biggs. Well, if it isn't Scory, eager to enter Syrcus Tower and kill everything in sight, no doubt. As I'm sure you've already heard though, the place is locked up tight as a clam. New friends from the students, you say. Excellent, it's been slow going, or rather not going, for the chief. He'll appreciate the help. If you'll just follow me, I'll take you to him. I wonder if I should buy a new sword from the market board. I think I should. It's been 4 levels. Ah, some old faces to lift the spirit, and a couple of new ones besides. Allow me to introduce Unai and Doga. They are scholars of ancient Alag, sent here by our friends the Baldesian to aid in the investigation. We understand you are having troubles circumventing the tower's defences. 'Tis our hope that we can be of some small assistance. If your attire is aught to go by, your assistance should prove invaluable indeed. To begin with, let me tell you where we stand. Beyond rises Syrcus Tower, this principal spire of the structure collectively known as the Crystal Tower. The only way to get inside is through the proverbial front door, the imposing gate you see here. The problem is we can't get it to open. It's sealed by some mechanism whose workings are an utter mystery to us. Having had no success, via more orthodox methods, I went at it with everything from a pickaxe to Magitech cannon. Nothing so much as put a scratch on it. For a blessing, the gate doesn't try to reduce us to ashes like the 8 sentinels, but that doesn't make it any less effective. a security measure. It's fiendishly frustrating in its simplicity. The only clue we have is the elaborate device carved upon it a man and a woman, respectant, elegant royalty by my judgment. Precisely who these individuals were we cannot say, nor do we know whether the device actually serves a purpose. Like as not, it is purely decorative. Oh, can he open it? Oh, decorative door? What? That's a massive door. If you're thinking to force it open, save your strength. It's no use. Just ask the calluses on my hands. Rest assured, we do not mean to waste our strength. Indeed, why would he ever exert ourselves when the gate will open of its own accord? Wow. Lucky they showed up. Crazy. Oh, the symbol of a hand. Whoa. Fantastic. It's open. I don't think any of us expected that to happen. 7 hells, what is this? What did you do? What are you? Are they from the Empire? Elegant Empire? Piercing the heavens and gathering the light, a symbol of mankind's glory and might. Its virtue guarded by gates impregnable, only to those of royal blood answerable, exactly as passed down through legend I am delighted to see. Nero? He's pretty cocky, isn't he? Just rocks up. Beg pardons for interrupting your bewilderment. I couldn't help but notice the remarkable playthings you have acquired. Nero, you're still alive? Garland. If I didn't know better, I would say you weren't happy to see me. Ah, but I jest. In light of our recent meetings, you have every right to be wary. But rest assured, I'm no longer a threat to you. My legion is for all intents and purposes defunct, and my association with it means a tight noose awaits me back in Garland. And so I've been roaming this land Eorzea, a regular itinerant. In the course of my wanderings, I chanced to catch wind of your latest venture. It sounded positively fascinating, and so I decided to come here and join you. After the wrongs you've committed, you think us that gullible? If you are suspicious of my intent, 'tis only my just deserts, but I am determined to make amends. As a gesture of goodwill, I will share with you what I know, starting with these 2 odd characters. As you are doubtless already aware, the Crystal Tower was the symbol of ancient Alag's might and prosperity. Entry was permitted only to royalty and a select few individuals. According to the records I have unearthed, only royal blood can open the gate. In other words, the Emperor and his progeny were living keys. You mean to say that these 2 are descended from Alagan royalty? Oh, I suggest nothing so glamorous. But put it plain, they are imitations of royalty, living keys born of Alagan ingenuity. What, they're living keys? Clones, I believe, is the name you creators gave your kind. Is that not so? 'Twould seem that the time for concealment is past, so they're not students of Balthazar. Pray accept our apologies. 'Twas not our intent to deceive. We simply wish to avoid causing undue alarm for prematurely making what many would consider deranged claims. That makes sense. If it please you, let us return to the 8 sentinels. There is much and more to tell. Very well. Seven hells. Do you seriously mean to follow us around? He's just joining the crew. Come, Garland, you know me better than to think I spoke in jest. What more will it take for us to be reconciled? A gift, perhaps? An Allagan tombstone? It holds the information I just shared with you, and a deal more besides. It used to be the jealously guarded property of the 14th Legion, but it's yours now. I wish you joy of it. I look forward to working together, old friend. Doga. If you are ready to listen, we shall tell you all. As it pertains closely to your investigation, your leader, Rambrose, may wish to be present. Before we begin, pray allow me to apologize again. It was not our intent to deceive you. As you will have already gathered, we are not scholars sent by the students of Baldesian. Nay, we are clones, copies of people who once existed, given life through Allagan technology. That is a rather lot to take in. If it would not be considered unseemly, might I ask why you and yours were created, and more specifically, what it is that you now seek to do? That's pretty straightforward. Answering your questions requires that we revisit Allagan history. Pray bear with us. The Allagan Empire reached its zenith long ago, before our kind came into being. In that glorious age, the Crystal Tower stood tall as a symbol of Allagan pride. Parents took their children there, that they might learn how the nigh limitless energy it produced brought prosperity to the whole empire. That prosperity, however, bred decadence, and the empire began to show signs of stagnation. This decline was made all the more rapid for want of strong leadership. In a matter of generations, the Allagan civilization became a pale shadow of its former self. Its once gleaming cities fell into disrepair, and its frontier lands were given over to the wildernesses. Lamenting the pitiful state of affairs, one technologist made it his mission to restore Allag to its greatness. Ammon was his name, and he believed that the ailing empire wanted for but a potent ruler, and none was more potent than its founding father, whom he sought to resurrect. The founding father? You cannot mean Emperor Xander. None other. As part of his experiments, Ammon created clones of the Emperor's descendants. We are the products of that experiment, copies of Unai and Doga. Historical texts mention the reigns of two Allagan emperors named Zande. It is commonly believed that the second was the namesake of the first. After all, such a custom is not uncommon among royalty and commoners alike, to think that the two were in fact one and the same. Aye, Xander returned from the grave and assumed his throne once more, and true to Amon's prediction, the emperor restored his realm to the glory it once knew. Would that he could have been satisfied with that. He wasn't satisfied. In his previous life, the emperor desired to bring the entire world under Alagon domination, an ambition that ultimately went unfulfilled. Having been granted a second chance, he was determined to succeed. Realizing that he needed more power to wage his war of conquest, Xander turned his sights towards a forbidden source, darkness. In order to learn how to harness this power, he converted the Crystal Tower into a restricted research facility. Darkness again? Seven Hells. What is it with megalomaniacal rulers turning to darkness in their lust for power? Well, at least this one won't be bothering us, being thousands of years dead and all. Would that you were right, Master Garland. He's not dead? Alas, Emperor Xander is very much alive within Syrcus Tower. He still abides, his ambition burning all the more ardently for his empire's collapse. Ooh, he's still alive. Wielding the power of darkness requires prodigious amounts of energy that not even the Crystal Tower could produce. In order to augment this shortfall, Labyrinth was created and launched into the heavens. On nigh it hung, gathering the sun's energy and channeling it to the tower below. However, a miscalculation resulted in a surge of energy that escaped into the land. This triggered an earthquake of unprecedented violence, the calamity that ushered in the Fourth Umbral Era. In the blinking of an eye, the mighty Alagon Empire was laid to waste. Yet even as the Crystal Tower was sinking into Earth, the technologist Amon, now Emperor Xander's closest aide, invoked powerful magics and halted the flow of time. Ooh. Every soul within the structure, the Emperor included, was placed in a deep slumber. In that state they were to remain until the time was ripe to awaken. Eras came and went. After millennia lying dormant, Labyrinth was summoned back to the Earth. Its descent triggered the Seventh Umbral Calamity, in the wake of which the Crystal Tower re-emerged. At that moment, Emperor Xander awakened. In his lust for power, the Emperor consorted with darkness and was seduced by its corrupting influence. Even though his empire is now little more than a fading memory, he will stop at nothing to see his ambition realized. Whoa. Is that him? Oh. This is cool. This would make a great movie. 'Tis for no other purpose but to put an end to Xander's madness that we exist. This is the mantle we have inherited from our namesakes, the true Unai and Doga. This is so cool. Fearing what might befall the world, the two of them sought to thwart their emperor. They gave unto us their will, that we might carry on their mission should they fall. Wow. It's incredible. When we came to our senses within the Crystal Tower, we deliberated a course of action. Concluding that we alone could not overcome Xander, we struck out to find a worthy ally. It has taken years, but our search is finally over. 'Tis no ordinary man who can cut a path through the labyrinth of the ancients, and with you as our champion, Skori Kaitika, we are confident that we can end Xander's dark ambition once and for all. Well, that'll teach me for speaking too soon. Setting my chagrin aside, I see now why you knew about the students of the Baldesian among a host of other things. You were observing our investigation the whole time. So what will we do, Skori? This world's in grave danger again, and it just so happens you're an expert in saving it. Let's do this. I'm wearing the same stuff as them. Or stuff that they designed. Ironworks. We have our eternal gratitude. Together we see the Alagon Empire's dark past laid to rest. I can see why this is part of the... You gotta do this for the main story quest. It has been our mission to recover the long-lost knowledge of the Allagan civilization, but what worth is that knowledge if it means subjecting the realm to peril? Truth be told, it pains me to think that the tower's secrets may become lost to us, but the greater good must ever come first. Besides, no quantity of ancient relics can compare to our friends Unai and Joga, living, breathing Allagans. And so I hereby declare a change in Noah's objective. Henceforth we shall direct all efforts towards sealing off Syrcus Tower. Its dark secrets must never know the light of day. Scory, as you did for us within the Labyrinth of Ancients, I would have you enter the structure and eliminate hostile elements. Suffice to say, this includes the Emperor Xander himself. With my 23 buddies. Meanwhile, the rest of us shall examine ways to isolate Syrcus Tower from the outside world. To work then. Wait, there is something I must know. My right eye is like yours. Does this mean he's a clone? Or his parents were a clone? You inherited the trait from your father, you said. You said, know that clones are unable to bear offspring. You have no cause for concern. Ah. The Allagan eye, you called it, but to us it is the royal eye, owing to the fact that the trait manifests only in those possessed of royal blood. Oh, so he's a descendant of the royals. I cannot well explain why the eye runs in your line, but I am disinclined to think it a coincidence. Though you are doubtless impatient to learn the truth, pray have patience. All will be revealed in due time. Cool. Let's pick it up. My apologies if I've given you cause to worry. I am quite well, I assure you. As you can appreciate, there has been much for me to think on. But now is the time for action, not idle thoughts. Syrcus Tower awaits us. Your task is to eliminate all hostile elements within the structure, Xander himself included. This will afford us the chance to seal off the facility. May the crystal grant you strength. Wow, it's like the ending of a movie, you know, like the middle movie of a trilogy. Syrcus Tower now accessible. I'm getting sleepy now, so I won't do it tonight. But that's so cool, we unlocked it. Alright, so that's done. So what shall we do now? I'm just gonna log now. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that, and I'll see you later. I'll log in Limsa. Oh, that's what I'll do. I'll go I'll end the video, and I'm just gonna maybe buy myself a new sword or something. But you don't need to watch that. Anyway, we did our first alliance raid. That was really cool. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Cool, alright. I'll see you guys later. Wait. Am I laggy? Must be laggy. Alright, I'll see you guys, bye.